Bruising Banner Podcast. Bruising Banner Podcast. What up? Welcome to Bruising Banner Podcast. I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, is the legendary Brew Crew. What up, fellas?
I got water, I got, juice or whatever. He's like, y'all need twin legs? Matter of fact, I do.
My question to everybody is,
does Delaware have an actual culture?
This is the podcast that we talk about beer, but we also talk about a lot of things that's happening in the world, politics, movies, anything really that comes to our mind while we're here sampling these brews. Grab a drink and pull up a chair. What up? Welcome to Bruising Banter Podcast, where the topic is the rocket and the brew. Will that be the fuel? And I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, the legendary Brew Crew. What up, fellas?
What's going on?
What is going on, everyone?
Hi.
This is episode 83.
Yep.
83, man.
83.
Our Bruising Banter Podcast, and it is volume 19 of our social distancing series.
My man.
On it.
Yeah, we know it.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir.
Yo, but
That's
like
right.
I said, he can say anything, and I'll have to agree with it because I don't know.
But like, as always, on our social distancing series, we have a special guest, and today we have writer Stephanie Grant, aka, if you're on IG, SheLovesCraft. How are you today?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Guys.
Welcome to the after party.
Yeah, this is the after party. It's kind of still high noon,
Yeah,
So we go party last night.
that party could have ended.
Our party is epic then.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
If this the after party at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's what we do.
But before we get too far into it, I always need to know, what do we drink today? And we always start with a guest. If you have anything to drink, what are you drinking today?
Yeah. I'm cracking open on my way to, I'd say it, Georgia. This is a Nappy Roots collab with Cherry Street Brewing. It's a summer peach IPA.
Nice.
What's the
Nice.
ABV, Stephanie?
Let's see.
It's hiding on that can somewhere.
I know. Oh, 6.4.
6.4. Nice. Nice.
All right. And Lou, what you drinking on?
We have Omni Gang. You know what we're talking about.
I'm game.
About that yesterday.
You had it.
A Bruising Banter favorite. It's called Abbey Ale. This is a Double Ale with licorice notes, orange peels, and spices. Yeah. It tastes like all those things. This is what it looks like.
Yes. Nice.
Kind of dark, a little purpley, brownish. Yeah, there you go.
Dark red. Yeah.
Tastes delicious. I like double ales. I like ales. So pass me another Abbey Ale.
Nice.
Yo, what you drinking on?
Yo, I'm drinking on this here pastry. What is it? Raspberry cupcakes is what it is, and this is from Imprint out of Hatfield, PA. And
Nice.
This is a fruited, fruited sour ale, I believe. I don't know where the information is on it, but
Hey, low key, your favorite brewery.
Yeah,
I ain't been there in a while now though, but because I had this for a while. But yeah, this thing is just this sweet, like all their beers are.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You can
That's
definitely.
The Omni Gang, by the way, is 8.2 alcohol by volume. Sorry about that.
All right.
This, I believe, is 6.5 if I remember correctly.
Okay.
6.5, but
And you said it was a stout? You said?
what this?
Yeah.
I said
Fruity
sour.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Did you pour it yet, Yoda?
Yeah.
What's it look
And
What
of
that thing
course
look
I
like in
poured
that
it in
glass?
My black is beautiful.
Oh, look at that color.
Yeah, that's dope.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
What yours look like?
We getting real sexy over here.
Me?
Stephanie, did you pour yours? What yours look like?
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful IPA. Look how just citrusy and fruit
Yeah.
like that is.
I bet you that smelled delicious. That
It
smells.
does.
What?
Dev look like he could lick his lick his screen. Look at that.
Yeah, what fruit infusion was yours with, Steph?
Peaches.
Peaches, that's what it was. Right.
Peaches.
True to Georgia. How you say it? Georgia. Nice.
Deb said, "Put that glass back up."
Put that back down.
I can smell it. I can smell it from here. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Rob, what you drinking on, Rob?
Deb didn't go.
Oh, you know what? My bad. Because he
Damn.
was drinking her beer through the. My bad. Go ahead, Devin. What you drinking on?
So I'm rocking also with an IPA by RAR out of Cambridge, Maryland. This is their grapefruit nectar IPA, coming in at 7.4 ABV. So this is the pint, and this is the color of that joint right here. So nice, and I would say more of a deep golden color. You taste the grapefruit through at the very first taste on the taste buds. So definitely pass me another here. And shout out to our boy Harlan, who's been a guest on the show. I stopped past Maryland on my way back from Virginia this past Friday, and he did a little beer share with me and gave me this joint.
Cheers, Harlan. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, Hook Up Harlan, man. He always got some shit.
Hook Up Harlan. That's his nickname.
Hook Up Harlan. I like it. I like it.
All right, and I
Hey
am
Rob.
drinking-
Hey Rob, what are you drinking?
Whoa.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. Bro.
He scared the shit out of me. I thought you did something.
I kept messing up. I wanted to mess up one more time.
I am drinking the Nar Shredder from Strange Ways Brewing. This was actually I got this one from the Fredericksburg, Virginia location. It says 28 cans later. So I guess that's a play on the COVID virus going on right now.
Like
But it is
28
the Nar-
days.
Yeah, but it is the Nar Shredder, and it is it has Vic Secret and cashmere hops, and it has notes of passion fruit, peach, pear, and rock candy. It's a double IPA, as I said. Did I say that? I don't know if I did. It's at 8%, and I also got and here it is, and I also got a glass to go with it to commemorate.
They had the glass on. They had the merch right there, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
If you spent enough, they give you free stuff.
Nice.
Well, we take it that you spent enough.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
That
okay.
glass is dope, though. Is that what size is that glass?
Shit.
Is that like a pint?
Yeah,
Like
probably.
an
Yeah, because it's like a can glass, but it fit most. It fit all of it in there.
Okay. So that's a pint.
So it goes 16 ounces, I guess.
Word. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So that sounds like everybody has something tasty to drink on. I mean, I have other beers, but I think I'll say I don't think I'm gonna go too hard today.
Yeah, just from the rounds of IPAs that are on, just from actually backtracking to our last episode with Mac, Marie was talking about the IPAs that usually are like a super light. They come with a lot more hop to it, where ours were that kind of deeper golden color that you can taste the fruit, and it didn't. Was yours pretty smooth, Rob?
Yeah, this is real smooth. I wouldn't think it was a double either.
I don't think it's a double.
It's real, and it's funny because I don't know if it's because I just said rock candy, but I can taste a little rock candy in it.
Nice.
Okay.
Because it had that sweetness in it, so maybe that's where that comes from.
But you're not sure if you just influenced by the words or
right, exactly. Because now, because you only taste sweet, bitter, and everything else is your nose and your brain telling you what it is. Yeah, shout out to Neil for that one. Sorry.
Yeah, nice. I was about to say that sounds like Cicerone training to me.
It was.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, this is episode 83, and we have a special guest. I should say, writer, beer lover.
Yeah.
Beer influencer. I don't know if
that's what that handle say. She loves that craft. Are you playing on the word of the pen or the beer?
Like the influencer part of
I don't
because of
consider
negative connotation, not negative connotation.
Yeah, no, and I don't like no shade to influencers. Like that is a type of career path.
Right.
That's not mine. Like I'm a writer who shares stuff on Instagram. I am not influencing or in that vein. That's an entirely different pathway. And I think that people think because you have a certain following on Instagram that you're an influencer. And I'm sure like I probably have influenced people to drink certain beers or whatever, but
that's not your
there's
main
a
goal.
whole nother side to influencing that I don't do. And so I don't consider myself an influencer.
What's that other side?
You like when you start reaching out to breweries and trying to do collabs with them, like whether that's brewing something with them or if that's like, hey, send me some free beers so then I can post them on
Promote it.
or promoting their beers or getting paid to promote beers. Like that's a whole nother realm. If I get anything free, it's usually because the breweries reached out to me. I don't I don't have time to reach out to breweries.
I feel you. All right.
Yeah.
Like I said, that is Stephanie Grant. If you on IG, she is SheLovesCraft. So again, we want to welcome you to the podcast. A nice round of applause. Again,
yes, thank you for coming on.
Thank
you for coming.
I particularly, before you get into your bio, I particularly like your handle, of the SheLovesCraft, because obviously that wordplay can go to the writer you are, as well as the craft beers that we are sipping on regularly. So good handle.
She's like, I know because I am a writer.
Ever.
Purpose.
Right.
Or my words are my business.
Look,
Right.
Look, if Jay-Z was on here, I would tell him the same way. Look, them bars on Renegade was the shit. So different. Hey, homage.
That's true.
On Renegade, you picked up.
Oh, here's Jay-Z's here. Is Jay-Z here?
Hey, that's what came to mind. That's just what came to mind.
Appreciate it.
So Stephanie, you can tell us all about yourself, how you got into craft beer, your career as a writer, your newsletter, anything you want to talk about. So
Definitely
we'll
got to talk about
to you.
Yeah.
Since Dev just called you the Jay-Z of craft.
That's too much. That's too much.
That's a lot of
pressure.
It's yours now. Pressure's on.
To the vision board.
Yeah, Allen Iverson, the craft beer. Now we got the Jay-Z of writing.
Craft.
We are killing
Exactly.
it there.
Everything
That's
craft.
too much.
All Hall of Famers.
Her pin game heavy in the beer game. Hey, then she would be Jay-Z of writing. You got
There
it.
it is.
Right. Oh,
There it is.
Oh, God.
The humble ones don't take the just take the praise. They don't give their own praises. So
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true.
I'm terrible at self-promotion.
we got you. We'll do it.
Appreciate it. So about me, I'm from Atlanta, born and raised. That defines a lot of who I am. I am a true Southern woman. I love being in the kitchen, cooking up something to make your soul happy. So that's part of. Say that again.
Tell us more.
Tell us more.
Tell us more. Yeah. So I
especially
started,
cooking to make your happy souls.
Yeah, I started this cooking with craft a few years ago. I don't even know how long I've been doing this Instagram thing. I started a few years ago and started doing beer and food pairings and sharing that, and people have been loving it. But I love cooking. I love preparing a meal and making someone smile, and so
what's your specialty?
Yeah, what do you enjoy cooking?
I've been able to marry a lot of my, passions like cooking and writing into beer, and it's been great.
Nice.
What's your thing that you cook though? What's your specialty to cook?
I cook. Of course, I cook a lot of Southern food. Yesterday, I made short ribs.
Oh,
short ribs.
And so when you mentioned that Oma Gang beer, I think I got. I don't think I got. I didn't get that one. I got another.
Another style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was Oma Gang. I don't remember, but that style beer goes really well with dishes like short ribs or beef stew.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see that by tasting. Yep, you're right.
It's really good. It's nice and earthy and dark.
Mm-hmm.
It goes.
Yo, make sure you forward us your address so when we in ATL.
Yeah.
Look, I've had several people I'm gonna move in with you.
Oh,
you adopt me.
That cooking good.
Jeez. You make spaghetti? You make spaghetti, Stephanie?
Oh,
I do make spaghetti.
Nah,
yeah.
Tell me some favorite ingredients you throw in your spaghetti. is a little
I
inside
really
joke.
like-
You're not aware of it, Steph. But go ahead. There's a little inside joke.
Don't.
Okay.
It's terrible.
So I grew up with my mom making like the traditional. I wouldn't even say it's traditional. It's my mom's spaghetti where she puts like bell peppers, onions, and mushrooms, and all that stuff. All that
That's
stuff
traditional black people spaghetti.
That's the black people spaghetti, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've found out about bolognese. I think I'm saying that right. Bolognese sauce. Is where you cut up like onions and celery, I believe, carrots. It's very small.
Some garlic.
You put your ground beef. You could do like veal and stuff like that too. And then you basically cook it for like 3 hours. And you can, the key is to put like a whole bottle of wine in there and let that cook down.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it in a Dutch oven, put it in the oven, and just let it do its thing. Occasionally
in
go
the
in
oven.
there, put wine. It's
That's
the most flavorful meat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but that's the real way to
Ever.
make it. Because I remember one day that I told my boy, white boy, Italian dude, said I was gonna go make spaghetti when I got home. He said, "How?
How can you do it in one day?"
My mom makes spaghetti. It take like a whole day to make spaghetti. How you gonna make spaghetti when you get home?
Yeah.
You want to know how?
My mom started making spaghetti on Friday for Sunday.
Nice.
How?
Yeah, he was like, "How? It take a whole day to make spaghetti." Man. I'm like, "Oh."
If
Not-
you're making
not
that
for-
traditional meat sauce, it takes half the day. Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
It's worth it though. It's so good. And if you do that, you take that meat sauce and put it in lasagna. Yeah.
So
Okay,
that probably rings true then why spaghetti gets better like after you have it the second day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like after everything sits and
Mm-hmm.
and gets all in there, you be like, that second day is where it is. You're like, first night, you're like, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
By day two, that's why when you reheat that pot or throw that thing in the microwave, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now I know
What you thinking over there, Rob?
I know you're to throw us off course, but let's go.
I know. I did.
No, she pairs food with beer. That works.
Yeah, but she was
What you
going
pair
through
with spaghetti?
On to her bio.
Yeah, she's going to her bio.
An amber ale is usually like a go-to for anything tomato based.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
nice.
yeah.
That makes
amber
sense.
ale.
Okay. All right. Nope. I'm taking notes. That's a good one.
Right, me too.
Amber ale with the good red sauce.
Is he typing that in?
Yeah, he typed it in.
Yeah.
Right here, typing it in.
That's right.
All right, so
Okay.
you can continue.
So you want to talk about how I got into beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I started drinking beer because I decided to start watching football. And I mean, that's what my dad did, and that's what everybody does. So I would go to the bar. I'm a Cowboys fan. I know that's probably going to upset some people.
Oh shit! I'm gonna turn this thing off.
What is
It was
happening?
nice. Well, that wraps
Yeah.
up
On
our
the show.
interview.
Give her at least a 10-second mute. Ugh.
Yeah.
10 second
So,
runoff.
You're not outnumbered. You're not the solo. You're not Han Solo on here.
okay, good.
Well,
Yeah,
we don't
my
talk-
husband is a
we
Cowboys
don't talk to
fan
him.
too.
Good,
I told him,
good.
I said, what if I wasn't a Cowboys fan when we started dating? He was like,
It's been hard to figure that out.
he was just like,
Puzzle.
you would have been. And he was like, it wasn't going to happen. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's just better that you were a Cowboys fan. Let's just talk about the good things.
Yeah. So I go to the bar and I would sit and watch the game and I'd order my Bud Light and drink it. And that was how I started like acquiring a taste for beer.
Mhm.
And when I started dating my husband, we started getting into craft beer, like just ordering on the other side of the menu where they would have like a small selection of craft beer options. And my first memory of like drinking a craft beer was Allagash White.
Okay.
And can I
Good
cuss?
beer.
Yeah.
That
I've
shit,
been cussing the whole time.
Yeah.
that shit changed my life.
Ooh.
I was just like, I remember taking that first sip and I was like, what is this? It was so flavorful and light, and I just didn't expect those types of flavors out of a beer. And so, from
Stephanie, had you tried other craft beers before? Was this like your very first one, or you just don't?
Yeah, I want to say it was my first one, but I'm sure I probably had something that I just didn't. Like,
didn't hit you like that.
Life.
Yeah, it didn't change. That shit didn't change your life.
It did.
Nothing like that. Yeah. Allagash White.
Yeah, so
Allagash
from
White,
there,
that
we
shit
found out
It'll
about this
change your
place
life.
here. It's a bottle shop here in Atlanta. They have like a massive selection of beers. And so we went there one day, and the guy has this like crazy formula for figuring out like what kind of beer you would like. Cause I was like, I don't know like what other beers I would like, what other styles. And so he asked me a few questions. Like, I like my coffee black with a little bit of sugar in it. At that time, now I just drink it straight black. And he was like, "Oh, you probably like porters and stouts." And I was like, "Okay, sure, I'll try it." Like, I was up for anything. And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, those are my like favorite styles. I love a dark beer.
Yeah,
I love a dark beer.
Mm-hmm.
And so from there, like it was something that I did with my husband, but then like I thought of it more as his hobby. And I would like push it on him and say, "Hey, we should go to Hop City, go get some beers this weekend." Da, 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 da. Like, I was just like so hype about it. And he was like, "I'm good." And I was like, "No, I'm going."
I'm going anyway. You
and I realized I was like, "Oh, this is more my thing than his." So I'm just going to take it. Like, and I just ran with it. And I wanted to start sharing my beers on Instagram. So then I created an account. And then I found there was this whole community of people who love craft as much as I did. And I was like, "Oh, like this is amazing."
Yes.
And so then I just started getting into it, started reading articles, and there was this like one article about Black people not being prevalent in the industry. It was written by a white guy, and I was just like, there are some key things that he missed in this article that he just doesn't know about Black community. And I was like, somebody needs. Well, I said, where are the Black writers at?
Right. We need our perspective.
Yeah. Right. And so I was like, oh, well, I'm a writer, so maybe I should start writing articles.
There it is.
And
Like,
it just kind of from there.
Yeah, like one of our previous guests said, if you can, and I think it was a quote from Toni Morrison. I think he said, if you don't see it, then you're supposed to do it."
Yeah. It's like writing the story that you want to read. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, is your primary writing duties in craft beer, and what was it before you started writing about craft beer?
Okay, yeah. So I've been writing since I was a little girl, and I think all the jobs I've had in the corporate world are around writing, copywriting, content writing, and recently, 2 weeks ago, my third week, I started working for a local brewery here Monday night, and I am in charge of their social media and other copywriting duties. So I've just now started. Thank you. I just started working in the industry full time 3 weeks ago, which is like great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wait, I got a question before you go any further. Is this is this a Black-owned brewery or no?
No, it's white.
Oh, that's great. That's even better.
Yeah. Put all your Blackness on their Instagram. They done did it now. they better want some Black people in that brew house.
That's exactly why I asked.
Being a writer for them, hey, she's really in that steering committee.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. They're
right.
cool,
so in that area, you are the influencer.
Right.
Yeah. They
and that's is that it? That's it. You said that's Atlanta based.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. It's one of the bigger breweries here in
Okay.
Atlanta.
Does it still give you the opportunity to freelance and still get your creativity out in other ways, or are you specifically exclusive to them now?
I'm exclusive to them, but I also do other freelancing for other industries.
Okay. So just beer is exclusive to them?
Yeah.
But everything else. Okay.
And I can still write about beer, as in like any articles I want to write for Good Beer Hunting or any other beer publications. I still do that stuff. But I like kind of put a pause on all of that because I wanted to get adjusted to the new job. And yeah.
Okay, you said 3 weeks ago. Yeah, you're not even at that 90 days.
Right.
No, right.
She's still on probation.
Yes. Very much so.
Did that brewery participate in the Black is Beautiful campaign?
someone told me they were, and I didn't fact check it, but I haven't heard anything saying that they were. So actually, I'm gonna look that up.
Well, they did participate. They hired you, so there.
That's actually saying more than
that's saying more than the beer.
That's better than a can.
Saying more than the beer.
Yep.
That good content.
I mean, yeah, because that's pretty much what it's about, diversifying people in the industry and the tap room and actually making decisions and stuff like that. And now you control their social media. So
which is a big deal because
blackity black blackity black. Sorry.
Yeah, social media is like a big deal for companies now. So that's big, man.
Yeah, it was like I read somewhere where people were like, if you don't have a website, I don't even support. Like I can't get down with if you don't have no footprint in the world. You gotta have a website, some type of Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or something.
Except for Trader Joe's.
I totally agree. That's like so important. If you don't have,
but they
a
were
website,
word of mouth even before. Yeah,
right. It's
tough.
just that's how a website or social is a way people realize. Like that's how you show you're real. Like if you don't put the effort into creating a website or having your social media with some consistency, then it's just kind of like you're playing around. Like I don't take you seriously. Yeah, but I'm also into marketing, so that's why I just
so you go a little harder.
Yeah. I have I guess higher standards when it comes to that.
So now what I'm waiting for on Monday nights Instagram is for them to post a picture of you saying that you are. Or then you gotta say who with your
that'll be her posting about her.
Yeah. That's the weird part, right?
When you gonna blow yourself up? Like you said, you don't like to be your own influencer, but you have to be down this.
You have to,
don't you? Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
At least once or twice. You gotta let them know, hey, they got a black lady doing their social media.
That's how I feel. That's why I said
that. Or
welcome to the team type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm about to say a lot of times, in corporate world or in the craft beer, I mean, when you started a company or whatever, now they do it a lot of times, obviously internally, where they kind of give you a little bio of what you are, what you've done, and all that. So somebody else could write it, and say how, they are, into, they don't have to put it in this way, but what I'm trying to say is, just from a diversity and inclusion, saying, look, we're big on diversity and inclusion, and then kind of lead into, new to our team is Stephanie Grant, who brings ... to the table, yada yada yada, and we're welcome, are happy to have her. So somebody else could write it,
or they could take out that, or they could take out the diversity include, because she's not a diversity hire. It should be just her work, and she's black, so you can already say, she's
this is the diversity part.
It feel like though it there's this line of like, I don't want to be the token,
right?
But then I also they are a group that likes to make sure that their employees they have a diverse amount of employees. Like that's something that they've been working on and said that they would work on harder. And it's funny because when we started talking about me coming on, this was before this was before Blackout Tuesday and all of that. So it just so happened it lined up that way. But I personally would not want them to be like, okay, well, you're black and you can write, so we want to hire you. They wanted to hire me because
you can write. Yeah, you can write. Yeah.
I don't necessarily.
That's very, very important. That's very important.
Absolutely.
I agree.
You just happen to be black. You're a writer that happen to be black.
That's one thing I will say, probably the only thing I agree with the Republican, I guess you would say, spokesperson Candace Owens, who's hot on the thing is that, she wants this was one comment that she made that I agree with, is that she said that she wants blacks to stand on their own by their skill set, and it not be more of a all about it being a we hired you from a because to support a minority group
Right.
or whatever. I want to be hired strictly for my skill set. So
Right.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
I mean, that could that can go
It's
either
a
way.
thin line,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, because you always want that, but you never like. Never mind.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
no,
I
we
mean. But
can
it's
go all day about that topic, right?
Yeah,
'Cause it's
Yeah.
like
yeah, that's
on
true.
the other side, which I don't think you want to touch on, Rob, but I'll say it's like then it becomes this thing where they're like, oh, well, these Black people aren't qualified, so that's why we're not hiring them,
Right.
or not. Yeah, it becomes a way to kind of keep us out versus getting us in, and
Mhm.
it's just a hard thing to talk about. I remember like growing up and hearing what people had to say about affirmative action, and
Right.
it's just like it's just complicated.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I think we all just want to be treated like white people, equal.
Equal.
Yeah.
Um,
You definitely
and-
you want to walk into every situation as far as you're concerned and be like, I'm here because I'm the best writer that they could find. Like you
Right.
always want to every Black person wants that. And when you walk into a space and you're hired and then you look around and you're like, dang, I'm the only Black person here. You're like, well, did they hire me because my work is the best, or did they hire me
Right.
because I'm their diversity quota? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always that.
Yeah.
That's the code switching of it all. But as a people, we have to be like, no, Stephanie, you got that job because you're a badass writer, and they couldn't find anybody better than you. It don't matter what color you are, or what race you are, or what gender you are. You're just the best writer that was available for them. Yeah, for the job.
Yeah. So wait. Let's go into that writing. So what things have you written, and where can we find this information?
Yeah, so when I started out, I wrote a lot for craftbeer.com. I focus on stories of diversity and inclusion. So I've written about the women here in Atlanta. That was my first article, the women in Atlanta who were doing badass things. I've done stories about women and their daughters working together in breweries, which was really cool to talk to them about that.
Where's that story at? Where's that at? Is that online anywhere?
Yeah, it's on craftbeer.com.
Okay, I gotta check that out.
Like
That
if
sounds
you search for my name on their site, you should be able to pull up all of the articles I've written.
Okay.
My most recent piece is Drinking While Black article that was published on Good Beer Hunting that got a lot of love. And then I also have my own newsletter called The Share, and so when I started it, I was like, oh, this is for dope Black women who drink beer. But I have a lot of subscribers who aren't Black women, and I've welcomed them. Like, yeah, I've welcomed them because it really isn't like the topics I talk about in the article. In the newsletter, that could translate to anyone. Like, It's not specifically for Black women, but it's more so like, here is beer from my perspective as a Black woman. And I like to tell the stories of Black women who don't typically get featured in some of these other articles, because like there's a game, like when you pitch a story, it has to have like some type of significance in the beer community for publications to want to feature them. But some of these women, I think they're doing things, and I don't want to say they're small, but they deserve to be honored.
Right.
And so that's what I do in the newsletter, is talk about some of those stories that may not make it in those larger pieces, and just honor them. And like, to me, it's all about like, I see you, I hear you, because a lot of times you can feel like you're doing all of this stuff, you're make a difference, but no one sees you, no one hears you, especially as a Black woman. Like, to me, it's just very important for me to honor those women I see doing really great things in the community.
That's dope.
Now that's the Share newsletter that will continue, correct?
Yes. Yeah, that'll continue.
All right.
That's dope.
Now, my question is a little bit off of craft beer, but still with your writing. What do you write anything outside of craft beer?
So I work for an agency, and I write their social media content for the clients that they have. But that's it as far as like journalistic pieces. I do all of that's in the beer community.
Got it.
Okay. Any books?
Am I writing a book?
Yeah.
No.
So she started.
It's like she got a couple pages. Yeah, she got a chapter. It's a chapter somewhere.
She got a title.
Oh,
she probably got an ending.
There, like everyone has one book in them, and I believe that. Like, if I ever wrote a book, it probably not be about beer.
Right.
It would just be about life and connections and family.
Okay.
Well, that's cool too.
But I would not mind having like a cookbook. But I that's the one way.
You keep going back to this cooking. You make mac and cheese? You make mac and cheese?
I do. I make bomb.
You better make that mac. She said she
make bomb makers.
Yeah, she didn't say she make it.
Her mac and cheese.
From Georgia, mac and cheese.
Right.
Her mac and cheese not better than mine. No way.
I've been working on my mac and cheese for years.
Oh, you've been working on your mac and cheese, Leota?
Yo, I've been
for years.
You know what?
For years or months?
It ain't been years, but it's been a couple years, I guess now. No, like I said, a couple years.
Look, that looks like a challenge accepted. That looks like a challenge accepted.
Yo, I ain't gonna tell you what
right.
Cheese you put in your mac and cheese.
She willing to tell you her cheeses, bro. She's willing to step up and tell you her cheeses.
You ain't got to know what cheeses do you put.
Right, because she about to diss cheeses. She about to diss the hell out of your cheese. She gonna be like, I ain't telling you.
I think I've
give up your cheeses.
My mac and cheese on. I am not that kind of
Well, yeah, she trying to write a cookbook, so she wants.
Yoda is that kind of cook.
My cheese to myself.
Yoda is definitely that kind of cook. He will tell you every ingredient but the last three.
My thing is like I want other people to be able to enjoy it and like
Yoda. When I make it.
Right, because now I need to know her recipe for bomb mac and cheese so I can make it. So she'll tell me the recipe so I can make it.
And then you won't need Yoda. We won't have to go to Yoda's house for Thanksgiving.
You be like,
it's gonna be salty. Y'all don't get them mad at me.
Yoda be like, I made the mac and cheese. I'm like, nope, I got this bomb mac and cheese right
here. I got Stephanie's recipe.
It's the bomb mac and cheese. I got the bomb mac and cheese. You gonna put your spoon in and be like, it's mine. I'm
gonna knock it right out. I'm gonna knock it right out his head. Get that bomb ass mac and cheese out of here.
Nobody told you to bring that. We told you bring yourself.
I did. With this mac and cheese.
With a pan of cheese.
Oh my God.
Y'all had a cheese off, and neither one of y'all said what y'all cheeses was, though. I noticed that. I did notice that. Nobody said what their cheeses was.
Okay, go ahead and tell your cheese.
Right,
that's fine.
Go ahead and tell yours.
I'm a huge fan of sharp cheddar and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge fans. Sharp cheddar. That's like for taste and color. Then you have Parmesan. Parmesan
you see that, Rob? You see that side?
That little nutty. I'm telling you, once I put Parmesan in my mac and cheese, I was like never going back. It adds so much like flavor.
I hate Parmesan, so I've never added it in mine.
Parmesan
cheese, it just smells so bad that I can't add. I don't even put it on like spaghetti. You know how people put it on pizza and spaghetti and shit. I'd be like,
it's delicious.
It's really good. It's really good.
I'm like 5 cheeses in the mac and rack. You gotta have like 5.
No, I do 3. My last one is mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
The stretchy.
She gave the reason behind it.
Yeah.
Right. Every single cheese she gave you the reason. How many cheeses do you have, Yoda? You can at least tell us how many
5 cheeses in that macaroni and cheese.
What I'll do,
I can tell you, but go ahead, Yoda.
Is that you should try putting some Gouda in there. Not too much. Or put some Gouda in there for that little smokiness. Oh,
yep.
Boy.
I've done that before. It's bomb. It's
I know. I know you did it before.
Yep.
Rob, we know the title of this episode. I think we got a title.
Hey, mac and cheese and beer instead of chicken and beer.
Right.
And beer.
Yep.
Y'all ever put beer in the mac and cheese? Does that go?
Yo, when I come to Atlanta, I'm gonna have to hit you up.
You probably could. I'm not a big fan of actually putting beer in my food. I feel like a lot of times the flavor doesn't translate, and I'm like, well, I should have just put it right in my mouth. Like, I did put some beer in those short ribs though. Yeah, I did do that. But
did you cook it with the Am Gang? Did you cook it with the Am Gang beer, or did you just drink it with the Am Gang?
Look up what beer I got.
When you cook with beer, like it has to be a specific it's only like a specific style of beer depending on what you're cooking. So it's kind of hard to like always add beer.
What about the beer can turkeys though?
But the beer can turkey,
chicken?
Or chicken, yeah.
Boy.
Anybody ever tried that?
I do it often, but I normally it's normally the IPA that I use.
Oh, really?
It was that even before the podcast. I remember you used to make that beer chicken. It was always IPA.
She said it was gang.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Steph, it seems like the way you looking through your notes, how many recipes you got up in there?
Oh no, I'm just
you cook book. I feel like you
yesterday.
cookbook ready.
No,
it took you more than 30 seconds to find what kind of beer was. I feel like that's a lot of recipes you just scrolled through.
No, I didn't.
No?
Okay. The reason why I was talking to a friend about this. I'm in that stage of like I'll find a recipe and then I'll look at it and I'll like slightly tweak it, but I haven't really made a lot of things my own. And so if I come out a recipe cookbook, I would want to like these are mine
to be authentic, right?
All came from my brain, like
gotcha.
these are all my
not just a little tweak, but the whole. Yeah,
right.
I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's too many cookbooks out there with just repetitive stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Special.
Who do you think you got that kind of cook bug from? Like from ancestry.
Good question, Dev.
Like you mean like my love for cooking and stuff?
Yeah. Like who else in your family? Your mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Go ahead. I don't want to.
I did like this post. So my best friend, she lost her mom earlier this year, and I like my way to kind of work through that was to go in the kitchen. And I started thinking about how there were so many women in my life who I've spent time in the kitchen with, and how that has helped me become who I am today. Like I used to cook with her mom, and she would like have us do all the side jobs. Like you got to grate the cheese for the mac and cheese. You got to crumble up the cornbread for the dressing. Like all those little things that you get assigned to when you're working in the kitchen. And like I had this realization that like all those little things that I was doing, like cutting up onions, that was all teaching me how to cook and cultivate this love for cooking. And then the community that happens in the kitchen, especially when you have like big holiday like Thanksgiving, like everyone's in there pulling their weight, trying to make sure that all the meals get on the table. Like that has had such an effect on me, and that's why I love cooking. It's my like sort of therapy, going into the kitchen and preparing something. And it's not even necessarily like about putting it in front of someone and having them love it. It's also just like that memories come back of like my mom fussing at me about not making sure that the pieces of onion are even. Like,
diced right. They gotta be diced right.
There's diced correctly. Like don't try to have these big hunks in there because my mom's gonna call it out. And so
your mom be mad at me then.
Yes. My mom does not play around. Don't you half-ass anything in the kitchen. She will fuss at you. And so all of those memories, like they come back depending on what I'm cooking. It come back and it's just, I don't know, like a way for me to honor. And so like there's a cookbook called Jubilee that I got for my birthday earlier this year, and it is about, I think it's 200 years of African American cooking.
You found some good stuff in there.
It's a lot of the recipes that we've grown up with, and they're all just complete in this book written or compiled by this Black woman, and she has the history of how these recipes developed, and kind of she shows like how this one recipe transformed into this one that we eat now, and it's just beautiful in a way. Like I've never seen anything like that devoted to Black people cooking, and it's like a history book, and then it's also like a cookbook, and it's
phenomenal.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Now I have a question. Like, could you walk me through, like, if you were setting up, I guess, like a dinner party, what would be your perfect dishes, and then what beer would you pair them with?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, you hit her with a hard one right there, bro.
You did. And
what we having for dinner?
Okay, you said Thanksgiving.
Good job, Yoda.
So Thanksgiving's easy because I don't get too adventurous because Black people don't like when you mess with their food.
See, that's why I didn't say Thanksgiving. I said at dinner. That's why I said dinner party.
Well, before I'm back on the spaghetti. Do you do spaghetti for Thanksgiving? Some people do spaghetti for Thanksgiving. I think it's weird.
No, I don't do.
Okay, good. Go
my
ahead, Rob. New Year's
gonna
Eve.
have spaghetti.
Well,
You said New Year's Eve, Rob?
A dinner party, like you got a couple
Just
friends
dinner
coming over,
party.
and you want to.
It's
okay.
It's February. It's February.
It's February. Okay, good. Because you know you gotta.
It's after Valentine's Day though. It's like February 22nd.
Yo, you know what's crazy? You do got to cook seasonally, right?
Actually, if that's the case, then autumn right before, so like October.
No.
Yeah.
Stop, Rob. We're doing February 22nd. We're doing February 22nd in the winter. Go ahead, Steph. Stop that, Rob. I see what you try to do. Stop.
February 22nd.
Nah, we ain't gonna never fuck February 22nd. That's the best day of the year. Go ahead, Steph. You already know, Steph. Go ahead. February 22nd. What you gonna cook for dinner?
Yo, what's funny though? What I was about to say when
you,
she said
you
seasonal
tell me
food.
what kind of foods do you like to eat, and I'll say
No.
No, don't tell us that.
Chicken.
Okay.
Stop.
See, y'all messed up. Y'all done fucked up my question.
Okay, fried fish. I love fried fish. I love fried chicken.
Why are we doing this on my birthday?
Just let her.
Let Stephanie fix.
No, she asked a question, guys.
That's what I said. I said what
I'd like
she
to
make.
know what people
Right.
like.
I would like to know what
We
y'all
like it
to
all.
eat.
We don't discriminate when it comes to food because
Like,
two of them don't eat pork. Just no pork.
Coming over can't just don't. They want you to cook.
Well, no, we heard that. We heard that Stephanie can cook. She said, "Oh, I'm having a dinner party. Why don't you come
It's
through?"
February 22nd, and we gonna come through.
Okay, February 22nd.
Because
since it's probably cold outside, then everything that will cook will be like cozy and warm.
Yeah.
So off the top, I'm thinking of short ribs I cooked yesterday, probably because they're mine. So something like some short ribs. I did cheesy grits with mine, which I probably would do again because cheesy. Do y'all eat grits? Because y'all are from
definitely eat grits.
Yeah, we eat
them cheesy too.
Cheesy.
We eat grits.
Oh, she froze.
Oh, that was a bad freeze. Look at that face. Like, y'all niggas eat grits or not?
That concerned face on. That wasn't.
She's like, do y'all eat grits?
No, I need to know. Are they really black?
I need to know.
Black card.
Yeah, we're south enough. We're like the
Okay.
most southern, the most northern state.
I heard some Jones on here, and I was like, oh boy, here we go.
No,
Okay.
But most of our family is from the south, so North Carolina, Louisiana.
I was talking to someone about that. Like, even though Black people are spread all over the U.S., like everyone has origins in the South.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's just amazing that like we still have roots no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah. Anyway, short ribs with the cheesy grits. White people like to call it polenta. They're the same thing.
Oh, that's what that is for white folks? Polenta? I never knew what polenta was. Grits?
Yeah. It's just
You know, it's just grits with some cheese.
What?
Yeah,
I don't like.
I've had some, so
I was like, this
I've
is
had
grits.
She turned around and said, y'all do know this is grits with cheese, right?
Yeah, I just learned that. I learned that pre-COVID at the Italian restaurant up the block that opened. The polenta.
So I've been at Italian restaurants never ordering polenta, and it's just some fucking grits.
Yeah.
I had somebody at a buffet, and I was like, "Oh, this is grits."
That's how you found out, Rob.
Yeah, I was coming because I try anything once. I'm like, let me try. It look like grits. Let me try.
I just found out today. That's amazing. Polenta and grits, same thing.
Yep.
And nigga be like, hey y'all, guess what? It's just grits. Come on.
It's okay. It's okay. Come on, put your sugar, your butter, your cheese, whatever you want.
Open
No
on sugar.
sugar, no.
You could.
No
I know
sugar.
it turns into. I know it turns into porridge.
We
when
not
you put
gonna
sugar
do
in
that.
it.
No sugar.
Disrespect.
Go ahead. Continue with your dinner. Continue with your dinner. We don't have to talk about
I can't
that.
believe you even said that.
I'm trying to think.
I said it. We've had this conversation. Let's not talk about it again. It's fine.
I have to cook some type of vegetable because I want people to eat their vegetables. I fuss
Yes.
all the time. You gonna eat that broccoli? Eat it.
Right.
That broccoli. That's right.
So what vegetable we got?
know.
You would cook broccoli with that?
I'm trying to think of what vegetable I would cook with short ribs.
You can't go wrong with a good green beans like or good
you
string
know
beans.
what? No, I wouldn't do green beans. I do collard.
Collard, okay.
Yeah,
or something roasted, some nice roasted vegetables of some sort.
Like
yeah.
some,
And roasted vegetables because it's February 22nd. You know,
Yeah.
you can do roasted vegetables. And then I probably keep it simple there because you have like the rich short ribs and the grits. You'll be full. And then for dessert, I'll probably make a cake. Maybe like a chocolate cake. Maybe like
I feel like I need some
chocolate
sweet
cake.
potatoes though with these ribs and then the collards and the roasted
Listen,
vegetables.
I feel
need
like
some sweet potatoes.
I feel like we all should just plan on taking a trip in February to Atlanta. That's what I feel like.
I'm gonna need a little bit more than short ribs. And
Nope,
some
I'm good.
potatoes
My mama down there, my sister down there,
right?
And I'm gonna get some short ribs on my birthday. We good.
Yeah, her husband gonna be like, "Who these 4 Negroes at the door?"
I look. He listens to the podcast. He has to listen to this podcast.
Who these 4 niggas with their kids coming up?
It's like 18 motherfuckers outside my door. What's going on?
We'll fill up her house quick as hell.
Another thing I do is like I make a really good roast chicken.
Okay.
And so when I do roast chicken, then I can make a whole bunch of different sides. So I can make like some type of roasted vegetable dish.
Yeah.
Yo, does she like Ruth Chris? A la carte sides.
Yeah, like some sweet potato
family
souffle or something. It's
sweet potato soup.
I like to do Friendsgiving because Black people and Thanksgiving, and so then that's when I like to experiment and do more other dishes that we don't typically eat all the time.
So that was my thing. I was like, what were the things that you would come over like in October? It was like some warm butternut squash soup.
Yeah, y'all just wait till y'all see what y'all have for Thanksgiving this year, though. I like to switch it up because I get tired of eating the same thing for Thanksgiving all the time. So like last year we did like a little Jamaican theme and had some oxtail and some rasta pasta and all this stuff on Thanksgiving. So this year
the turkey was still there. So that was the best thing. It's the best thing about it. You had all the variety. That was nice.
So can we celebrate Thanksgiving this year?
Huh? What's for Thanksgiving?
Can we celebrate Thanksgiving?
He said, can we celebrate it?
I mean,
we can. We could definitely take off. We could definitely be off that day.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
do what you want, man.
Yeah, do what you want. Yeah, do what you want.
He talking about because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do what you want. You might get COVID, but you know.
Right.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Okay.
Yeah, Georgia schools open up, so she know.
Yeah, Georgia's out. We out here reckless. So
y'all
reckless.
Worse.
And you got
how
you got principals locking up kids for showing that it really ain't that it ain't sweet out here, and they got the crowding in the hallways, and
they let her go. They let her go now, so she good.
Yeah, she good.
Should have never been.
I don't have any kids in the school system, so I am thankful for that, and I'm staying my ass at home as much as possible.
Right though.
I don't have time.
2020 motto: stay your ass
this is
home
a good time to get some.
possible.
This is a good time to get some good writing done. Put you in the house more. Have you found yourself doing anything more than normal?
I thought, and so I mean that's like how I ended up starting the share. I started in I think late May.
Okay.
Because I miss talking to my friends around with beer. Like I had a group of friends. We would go down to the local spot and we would sit around the table and drink beer and talk. And then I have like a really cool group of women here that love beer as much as I do, and we would get together like once a month. Craft Women Connect, they would host some type of gathering at a different brewery every month, and we would get together and laugh and kiki and all that stuff, and it was great. And then we couldn't do that anymore. Right. So I missed like talking to people and sharing like my thoughts about what was going on in the beer community, or just like, you know, did you watch Black is King, whatever, like,
right.
And so that's how that absence of community kind of pushed me towards doing the share, because I've always wanted to, even when I was a little girl, I wanted to do back then like a magazine for Black women, because I subscribed to a bunch of magazines as a kid, And all I saw was white women and them talking about the things that apply to them. Their hair, our hair is different than theirs. Like their bodies, our bodies are shaped. I'm a shaped woman. Like I'm not up and down. So I need like you to give me clothes advice that applies to that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just all those things. Like I would read it and I could tell it wasn't for me. And so I wanted to start something for us.
I'm sorry.
The good part is that you have things like the Zoom that we're on currently and stuff to still kind of reach out to. I mean, it's definitely not the same because like we were all together normally recording, but since the quarantine, we've been doing the Zoom, and it's definitely not the same.
No,
but it's easier to have guests on here. Like
it's a gift and a curse. Like we wouldn't be able to have you on if it wasn't for COVID. But at the same time, like we drink like 3 or 4, we taste like 3 or 4 different beers a week when we're together.
We probably could have her on, but it would be. I mean, we all be.
Yeah, I mean,
table and
then just be
right. And in hindsight, that's how. And in hindsight, we learned a lot through COVID because that's how we're probably going to end up doing. In my mind, I didn't even think that talking to someone in Atlanta was even possible. You know what I mean? Like I knew it was, but my mind couldn't wrap around it. But now it's just like, that's a part of our podcast now. So it definitely helped grow our podcast. But at the same time, like I like,
our strategy was a lot different. It was just like, go here, go there, try to meet up with people. Let's have them either come to us or we go to them,
Well,
you don't have to do that.
You were like focused on that, like that train of thought. And so you weren't really focused on anything outside of that. When you get on that certain track, then it's like, oh yeah, I gotta do this to this. You keep moving forward, but you don't like go back to think, oh, I can do Zoom calls or whatever.
Yeah,
I think COVID it should have taught people to think outside of the box. Like whatever you're doing, you can do better at it. Like it's one little switch can make it be better or worse. So
it's definitely causing companies to think outside the box.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like, there's gonna be a lot of. There's gonna be them Manhattan buildings gonna be empty for a long time.
You can tell the difference just looking at TV. Like you can tell, like a lot of companies are thinking different.
Well, you know what I was thinking about how when they start recording TV shows again, like how much they're going to be talking about COVID. Like COVID will probably be over when they start doing TV shows again, but they're just going to be on it. You're going to see so many people in masks and things like that. Like I think the TV is going to be different. I just thought about that this morning.
I think some people have said that they probably don't want to continually harping on it as your entertainment because you see it all the time.
That's what I'm nervous about. Yeah, I hope they don't do that, but I'm assuming a lot of shows will.
Because like I think what was the show I was watching? New Amsterdam. They actually cut out a show because they had a show that had a pandemic going on in their hospital, so they actually never aired that show. They said eventually they may air it later down the road, but they cut it out their whole season. Because it was going on. So I don't know. We'll see.
It probably seemed too real.
Oh yeah, it was definitely
like real. A show like that.
But how you cut out a whole episode out of a season? Don't you got to redo?
Bow. No, they came on early and said because
is it a sitcom?
They came on and told you. Oh, they told you. Okay.
Yeah, so we cut out this episode. But we're gonna give you, and they were introducing the new characters. So that made it even more difficult.
Right. That's what I was about to say. Like how you get. So
they added his clips to just
I thought she was frozen. So
she might have disconnected the
technical difficulties, but it's okay. She'll be back.
I paused it.
Yo, she need to start a cookbook, man. Them foods.
She gonna see your face.
The very next
with her husband first, Lou. She ain't gonna.
That's fine. I'm not gonna just show up. That's rude. I'm not gonna just show up. I'm like, hey, I'm in town. You got like 3.
And you'd be like, we're in town. Oh, he's next. Get him out of there. Yo, but
you met him where? On Zoom? Online meetups.
On Tinder. I met 4 guys on Tinder.
Hey, Lou Riley, you all right?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm back. I'm back.
Dad, what are you eating over there?
Sorry, I'm over here snacking on some
Chips.
Getting
It's chips.
over there.
He eating chips and dip.
tortillas and salsa.
I don't even gotta see it. I don't even gotta see it. It's chips and dip.
That
I know.
nigga eat
That's
chips
me.
like they're going out of style.
And before that, my wife bought me in a grilled cheese, but it wasn't government cheese.
It wasn't that Velveeta that you like so
Wasn't
much.
that good Velveeta pie.
It was Gouda on brioche.
So
It
Steph,
wasn't gourmet style, not today.
Yeah.
Steph had mentioned that like she missed kind of talking to her friends about stuff like did they see Black
is King.
Yeah.
Like, did you watch Black is King? What did you think about it?
I watched it. I didn't dislike it, but I like some of her other stuff better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have y'all watched it?
Things that
I
were
watched it.
Awesome.
I watched it.
It's really really artistic. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I
didn't watch it.
But
Yeah,
I started watching it, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
My feedback on it was just like back in the day when we were more of a in the environment of we watched videos after we heard a song on a radio to kind of make that full connection. I feel like that it made me appreciate the songs from the Lion King or from that soundtrack a lot better once you saw the art behind it and the way that the videos were done. Yeah. That just made you enjoy and appreciate the music more.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. It was something to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it had some. It was pretty.
No, being that we asked our last guest this as well in terms of the Black is Beautiful initiative, and you being a writer, what is your thoughts on the initiative and the people participating, I guess?
I was very surprised to see how many breweries latched onto it. I actually brewed beer, a part of that initiative with one of my local breweries. We did it on Juneteenth, which was fun. Okay. It was me, Nick from Outdoor Beer and Gear, and Nappy Roots, their Nantucket brand. And then another
I got my Juneteenth mask right here.
His name. But I met another fellow like Black nerd while brewing. It was really cool. And then the head brewer at Arches, Justin, he is like phenomenal, and he's like Pete that I really like to the beer knowledge, the nerdy stuff behind it. Like I've homebrewed, but it's like not really my thing. It's just another hobby that I don't have time for right now. So anyway, but I am still interested in the whole brewing process, like what it takes to. And so he like had me there at the beginning of us talking about the recipe and like getting to taste the grains. And then when I tasted the final beer, I could still taste those same grains. Like it was an experience that I haven't yet had. I've brewed with breweries on a large scale before, but I was a part of the entire thing. And I think that if breweries kind of take that approach, like bringing in Black people who are interested in that part of the process and kind of showing them and like helping cultivate a love for the craft beer scene and even like the work, actually doing the work in the craft beer industry, I think that's the way to go. And of course, donating the money to organizations who are trying to help Black people in some of the things that we struggle with in this world. That's great, but I also think it's a great chance for breweries to connect with the local Black beer community. And I hope that they are doing that and not doing it in a way where it's like this one-time thing, we're checking a box. Like this is a chance for you to cultivate relationships. So they're taking that approach, cool. But if they're just doing it to do it because they want Black people to buy the beer, then shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah.
How Steph, just a personal question about you and your brewery that you work for. How diverse is the customer base there, and what do you, if it's not, what do you plan on doing to help it?
So they have 2 locations working on a third. The first location, I think, is a lot of like local college students. And the college that's local, I think it's predominantly white, and they have some diversity there. But I actually got married at that tap room. And when I went there for the first time, I felt very comfortable there as a Black woman. And I think I did see like other Black people there. They have Black people working behind the bar, but I mean, the diversity within the company isn't huge. It's better than some other local breweries. As far as and then so the second location is in a part of town where it's been historically Black for a while, and so you see a lot more Black people there. And that like made me happy because they've done, I think, a good job of welcoming Black people into that tap room, because they're like, it's terrible when a brewery opens in a Black neighborhood, but then they don't do anything to kind of acknowledge the Black community that's there.
Agreed.
And
Absolutely.
And I think they've done that. They have this, well, they used to have this event, I think it was like every Monday, where they would do like lo-fi hip hop, and it was just packed with a bunch of Black kids. I went it's late at night, and I am not in that age bracket right now where I stay up late at night. I went one time because I had the next day off.
Okay.
And it was just great because it was just packed with Black kids dancing to lo-fi hip hop and doing like all that nerdy Black kid stuff that back in the day, if I were to do that at school,
You'd be like,
I'd be made fun of.
Yeah.
And it was just like not only like these Black kids just being themselves, and not feeling like they have to fit in the box because they're Black, and these are the things that you do when you're Black, and these are the things that you don't, because I hate that. But then also they were just drinking craft beer, and I was like, this is how, first of all, I wouldn't have been able to afford craft beer in college.
Right.
Kudos to these kids. But like that, I was like, this is how you start bringing more Black drinkers in, and then when you do that, that's how you get more Black people interested in the beer community, or the beer industry, and working in the industry. You have to bring in more drinkers. And so I'm not sure, like I haven't thought about like what I would do. I'm hoping that, you know, like I'm using their voice to talk to their community, but I'm hoping that like I can add in some Blackness on their channel and make it feel like an inclusive place for Black people to drink.
Right.
I get it.
I mean, there's a few different ways I can do that, like mentioning things that are Black, and I like to bring up Beyonce all the time because I feel like, you know, even though she's everyone's, she's particularly ours. She's our artist.
Yep.
And she has done a really good job of promoting like Black excellence. And I like to bring her up a lot. Like the article I wrote about Drinking is Black, I talked about like I can talk about beer and Beyonce with these people. Like that matters to me.
Yep.
So I haven't figured out yet how I'm going to do that, but I do want, I think even just my presence there on their website, showing like my Black face, and I'm there writing for them, I think that helps a lot of Black people say like, oh, like Black people can work in a brewery, or Black women can work in a brewery. I talked to, oh gosh, I'm gonna forget her name. I'm terrible with names. But she owns Spaceway Brewing, and she was talking about how when she first met, Brianna from Spaceway, and then the woman behind Harlem Brewing,
Celeste.
Yeah.
And so when Brianna was looking up, like, do Black women brew beer? And she found Celeste, and that allowed her to, I guess, have the confidence or encourage her to go down that path. And like, I would hope to do that for someone else. And any way I can, my thing is, I wrote in my last newsletter, like, if you're able to go through an open door, bring someone else with you. Don't let it close without bringing someone else. And I want to do that for someone else. Like, any way I can help encourage someone to get in the industry, offer some pointers. I would love to do that. Yeah.
I think that's great because you're inspiring young high school girls and college girls who are unfortunately the high school girls, but the college girls that like to drink beer and write, they may not have even thought that this was a niche that they could fit themselves into, but seeing your face on the website every day is enough. You know what I mean? To let them know like there's a space and you can get to this point if you work.
Right.
That's dope. That's really dope.
And she dropped a lot of jewels to let you know she's serious about craft beer. She brewing beer.
For sure.
She got married in the tap room.
Right.
She got married in the chat room. Whoa.
Right.
That's huge.
I like the fact that she tried to bring her husband along and was like, "No, I don't even need him. He's not the one. It's my thing."
Right.
Beer's been part of your life for a long time. That's dope.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. So, any more questions for Stephanie?
I guess now that he has seen your journey of craft beer, is he more on board? Is he now kind of, how we
about the husband?
Oh, my husband?
Husband,
Oh,
sorry.
my husband loves drinking beer. He drinks beer more than I do. He just
Okay.
doesn't care about all the other stuff.
All the other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
So now he's supportive. Like, he's super
Right.
supportive, and he's like, do what you need to do. Like, he edits my newsletter, so he is.
Oh, good.
He is on the backside of things, but he doesn't feel the need to have an Instagram or do anything special. He's a beer drinker.
Yeah.
He don't have an Instagram?
I'm sorry?
He don't have an Instagram?
He does. His hobby is smoking meat. So
shit, what's his Instagram, buddy?
Right.
He's smoking meat. Yeah,
he's smoking meat. Right.
He made
Y'all got a cooker? Y'all got a cooker in the backyard?
Actually. He made some pulled pork and then he put those in quesadillas for us. So that's what I'm gonna do after I get off of this. I'm gonna make
What's his
Instagram? What beer's gonna go with these quesadillas, Stephanie?
Huh? What
beer will be drinking with what are we pairing with these quesadillas?
You're like,
I would say an IPA, but I don't know if those two go together well. Because usually barbecue sauce, I feel like needs something slightly darker, like a tomato-based barbecue sauce. I'm trying to think.
You might need a stout. You might need a stout with them good.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too, Dev. Yeah.
I have some more Black is Beautiful. I might pull that out.
That Precarious with the chilies from a couple weeks back, that may work.
I actually drank that Precarious with jerk chicken. It was all right.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
The Imperial Stout, the Black is Beautiful one.
You can make some jerk ribs.
I got it from that cookbook I was telling y'all about.
The one.
That shit good as shit, but I don't eat pork. But make some jerk beef ribs. I'll be over there.
That's it. Yeah.
I'll be over there.
She keep laughing like it's not real.
I know. This is a real thing. It's probably $30 to get to Atlanta now on
$30 a now later in a cup of tea.
Pop about her house like, bump that ribs. Where they at?
Y'all funny.
That is true. It is cheap to travel now.
She think we play every time we say that. She just
she's laughing, giggling like it ain't real. Wait till we get off air and we ask for her address.
I'm gonna hang up. We got disconnected.
Well, see, but now you know where she work at, so
we'll be at the brewery.
Yep.
She left. Yep. She's gone.
We gonna hit up Monday, what is it, Monday night? And be like, yo, what happened to her?
And she ran off.
Y'all scared.
We ran her away. My bad.
That's what you get for talking about them jerk ribs.
Yeah, you talking about the good food. She talking about all that good food. She can't run away now.
I don't got no jerk beef ribs at my house. Shit, I'm gonna go to your house and get them.
And a smoker. Her husband got a smoker. Come on, man. That's the place to eat.
She we scared her off. She ain't gonna talk to us no more. Next thing you know, we gonna be friends with her husband. Like pop up to see her husband. Like, hey, bro.
Yep. We gotta make sure we get that smoker site. We gotta get his IG first.
What's up, bro? She all right?
Yeah, there she go.
There she go. What happened?
She ran off. Y'all scared it off.
No, like my connection went out.
Oh, it looked like you disappeared. So we still see your background.
I won't do that until later when y'all ask for my address.
We saw your we saw your background still, and you wasn't there. How you just disappeared?
Oh, because I got up to turn the fan on.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was getting a little warm from the beer.
Yeah, me too. This
all right. All right. Well, I want to take the time to thank you again, Stephanie, for coming on and giving.
Thank you so much.
It was great talking to you.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, before we always go, we'd like to give our guests the opportunity to tell people where they can find you at on the World Wide Webs, IG, Facebook, TikTok for the next 45 days.
Before they shut it down.
Man, Twitter and Microsoft coming through.
Yeah, are they?
That's what they say.
How you gonna force somebody? He gonna force them to sell it though? Come on.
I don't know.
That nigga's
crazy. Yeah.
He got a backwards way of having a kind of a point, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to give him no points. So
don't do that.
Don't worry. I'm not.
Good.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at SheLovesCraft. I also have a newsletter called The Share, which is linked in my bio. But if you want to go straight to the website, it's thesharenewsletter.com. And yeah, I think that's it. You can find, if you want to read some of my previous work, I also have a link in my bio to, I believe, all of the articles I've written. I think there might be some non-beer things in there, but it's stephaniegrant.co. If you want to see like my portfolio of things I've written about. And I don't think the Drinking While Black article is there, but Drinking While Black article is on Good Beer Hunting's website. So if you just search for my name, you can see everything I've done for them.
All right. Cool. That's awesome. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at 302 Yoda and on Facebook and Instagram at Delaware on Grind.
Dev?
You can find me on Instagram at DevonAaron_the_great.
And Lou?
For all your beer needs, Lou Belgium. I'm on them Instagrams.
All right. And you can find Bruising Banter Podcast at Bruising Banter Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts like Pandora and iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify. We everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just remember to subscribe. Just remember to subscribe, and you'll be notified when we drop a new one.
Yeah.
And you can check us out, the whole social distancing series on YouTube as well. And if you want to support the podcast and you love the podcast, you want to show the city that you love our podcast, you can go to www.bruisingbanter.com and get.
See, we got a website. We got a website.
T-shirts.
Then you're official.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, you can also, like Steph said, she tried brewing beer at home, but she don't have time for it right now. But some people do have the time. And if you do got the time, you can go on www.craftforbrew.com and put in the promo code BBP4 for 15% off of your beer kits.
That's right.
Bruising Banter Podcast 4.
BBP.
I'm getting confused.
All right. This has been episode 83.
83.
Of Bruising Banter Podcast. Until next time.
Have a good week, everyone.
Have a good week.
Yeah.
Bye.